And it looks like we're live. It's on display capture. Okay, so I'm just hoping we are live. I guess I could check it on the old dog and bone. Never thought this phone would be this useful, to be honest with you. But anyway, yep, says we're live. Hey up back, how you diddly doing? You're live. Is the sound okay back? So I decided to complete my American Truck Simulator build by importing a truck from the UK. It is of course a Scania Streamline, and it does have Creechbum's engine sound installed as well. It's the straight DC13 engine sound, which I think is amazing. And we are in American Truck Simulator. I have bought the newer Scanias and also the Volvos over as well, the Swedish contingent. So we're in New York. I'm going to look for a job out of New York to somewhere. Oh, just bear with me a second. Maybe I've not pressed play. I have pressed play. Okay. So that's really weird. Why is it showing? Hey up Michael, hey up Don. Why the hell? What the hell is going on then, love? Let's turn off display capture. Turn on game capture. No, that don't work. Oh, it does work. Okay. There we go. Now we're live. Sorry, just had to check it. I don't know why it was. Yeah, now we're live. Lovely to see you, Don. Out Logan, out Michael. So I decided to bring a little bit of Englishness over to American Truck. Well, look, 'tis me, isn't it? So I'm currently in New York, hunting down any job to anywhere. I have tested this and it did run okay, no problems, but I haven't tested it with OBS, so look, it could crash in the next 5 minutes. It could be absolutely fine. I picked a blue, my own blue, for the Scania Streamline, not the stock blue. Here we go again with the bloody mouse. So we're in New York in a Scania. What we got here? JD, John Deere. Let's see what this chab's got out of here to wherever. Okay, let's see what we got in the freight market. Oh, we've got an elephant going from New York to Charlotte. Well, we've only got a 400 brake engine in it, and it's a DC13. It's an inline straight 6. Bless you, Don. Nothing's ever your fault, Don. You're exonerated, just saying. Where the hell's the trailer? Oh my god, here it is. So it's a great big elephant, complete with tusks. Looks like it's made out of a hedge. We're only in a 4x2. And it won't fit under. Why will it not fit under? That is a bit weird. That's interesting. Well, you don't want to fit under that, does it? Affect it before it started. Let's cancel the job before we've took it. Let's see if it'll fit under a normal trailer. We have got the Truckee IO app all installed and working along the bottom as well. Well, that could be a spanner in the works, couldn't it? Hey Ben, how you diddly doing? Nice to see you, man. Hope you're safe and well. So let's try this one then. Used packaging going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, PA. Let's see if I can up this for the mucker up. I might have to buy it. It's so dedicated trailer, I'm guessing. Yeah, it fits under that just fine, and it hooks it up, so it looks like we're going to Pittsburgh, which we can live with. So for some reason those oh, now the trailer's gone all together. I don't know what we're hauling. The hell are we hauling? Used packaging. Looks like bottles of gear to me, or bottles of gin or wine. Anyway, let's make our way on down to Pittsburgh from New York. So, just for those that haven't seen the map, and there's a Kenworth dealer, so we'll go right and then left. Just for those that haven't seen the map, we've got the whole of the United States. We've got the fictional ATMX map, complete with the Mountain Roads add-on. And we've got the whole of Mexico. So yeah, very, very happy with it. This is, you've never heard this comment before. This is my final build for the whole of 2025. I have got a bigger Scania, which I've bought, an 8x4. I haven't yet purchased a Volvo, and I would also love a dump truck. Now, the dump truck is fine, it's sorted. The problem is finding a pup trailer. Guessing the trailer mod, the elephant importing trees. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. We'll live with it. That's just the big heavy pack. It seems like with normal standard trailers it's fine, although that's got sit halt on it. That's not a standard trailer at all. But anyway, I still think it's so cool to be driving a Scania in American truck, and I'm guessing the chances of us seeing another Scania in the game are 0. So again, it gives us a little bit of uniqueness. Now, I've also been a little bit naughty in that I couldn't find any really nice Scania sounds for American truck. Why would I? Not for non-F mod anyway. If it was 137, don't forget I'm back on 136. If it was 137, not a problem. I could use JC's amateur engine sound pack, which has all the Scania V8s and everything else. But what it doesn't have is the Scania L6s. So I went to Creechbum's YouTube and downloaded a couple of the old 6-year-old Scania and Volvo engine sounds for Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I've put them into American Truck. Guess what? They work beautifully. So, if any of you want to turn around and say I'm a bit of a fuck up, well, be absolutely right. There she is, our Scania Streamline 4x2. That sky's going by a bit quick. I don't know what's going on there. Looks like a hurricane's coming into New York. Cheese and the rice. And I've got the Truckee.io mod app working. I would like it. Oh, really, Ebeez? I would like it up the top. But it's not 100% fully functional with 136. Absolutely fine in 154. You still think I'm a fecker? Well, I'm just going to have to live with that, Logan. Just saying. But where else do you get this sort of content, really? I mean, who other than Ebeez is brash enough to import a Scania? And it cost me a fortune, by the way, with Trump's new tariffs, just saying. But of course, we're playing with a truck that's not supposed to be here and running it on map content that's not supposed to be here. So, look, anything could happen in the next half hour, and probably will, so we'll see how we go. Cruising speed 50 to 55 with a 400 brake DC13 engine in it. Should be fine. And of course, when we go to Mexico and ATMX, we're going to have to be very careful what load weights we take, because unless we switch to a powerful American truck or the 8x4 Scania, we're going to fall foul of some of those mega steep hills. So should be a ton of fun. Hopefully it looks really, really nice on your screens. Let me just read what Michael's put, because I don't want to be rude. I'm guessing that the trailer mod, that elephant, is part of don't like imported ETS2 trucks and maybe ATS trucks. Yeah. Good to hear, Ben. I'm glad you're safe and well. And it is the Fecker stream or the Chab stream. Whatever you want to call it, really. I'm just delighted to be back on the trucking. I've pretty much got it all, really, to be honest. In this build, we've got the whole lot. It's running super silky smooth. It might go, the stream might go a bit shitty now and again, but look, we'll accept that and live with it. I'm not a pro streamer, so I need to get it right out of my head. Hey Jeff, how you diddly doing? So I was thinking, Jeff, you should start selling the merch on your channel, and the first bit of merch is either a cap or a t-shirt with press the Jeff key, or something like, if there's one thing you must do, it's press the Jeff key. Or you could just have a big picture of any key on the keyboard and underneath Jeff key. Usually F5, so maybe a big picture of the F5 key and call it the Jeff key. You're done. What do you reckon? I think you'd sell thousands. Bex would buy one. Well, at least the clouds have settled down now. Now we've come out of the hurricane. No, well I think we'll drag you right in, chab. Just saying. Getting a bit sloppy. This literally is the only driving I do these days, virtually. Well, at least I can't kill anybody. Just saying. We'll see what she's like uphill down Dale. She should be alright. I've put a 13 speed box in there with retarder. But yeah, she should be good. So it's 4 hours and 28 to destination, and I'll try all the different views. Let me just apologise right now in case the game crashes. Hopefully it won't, but you never know. It's the old version 136 of Coast to Coast, so there's really not that much to see. ATMX and the Mexico maps are much more challenging and interesting, and the ATMX map with its mountain roads should be a ton of fun. This is still part of my tribute to Wombat series. The poor guy suffered a stroke before me. He never came back, and there is a shortcut link to his channel, I think, underneath the video, so if there's not, I'll put one there after the live streams are finished and it's turned into a video. Great guy from Sweden, and he did some wacky builds and mind-blowing trips. So yeah, a big shout out. I hope he's safe and well and doing well with his family. And as I say, I mean, Scania and American Truck Simulator. Well, we all know that the Americans absolutely go wild for Scania trucks. Okay, I've got to just say I don't get it. I just don't get it, because I think American trucks are so way better than Euro trucks. But nevertheless, at least we're different by design. We're in the Scania, and does the zoom button work? It does. So let me just look down a minute and zoom in. Yeah, we've got the mile counter. We've done 126 miles in this truck. I'm hoping to put millions on it. Millions and millions of miles. Happy virtual driving. I've configured it so we've got stacks of time to do the jobs. So if we want to go sightseeing or whatever, then we can do. I don't know if there's a sleep spot on the way. There's an well, yeah, good. There's a sleep spot coming up because our Uncle Ned is getting ready to go red. Just bear with me a second while I read Michael's chat. Do you still use nVidia Profile Inspector that you used to improve the graphics on ATES ETS2? I think that's what it was called. To answer your question, Michael, no, because nVidia Profile Inspector is not compatible with the RTX class of video cards, only the GTX. So if I was using the GDX 1050 Ti or a 1080 Ti, then yes, I could use nVidia Profile Inspector, but because I'm using an RDX 3050, nVidia Profile Inspector just is not compatible with it, because the RTX cards have a slightly different architecture and an awful lot of features like DLSS, which nVidia Profile Inspector has never heard of. The advent of AI, eh? So the simple answer to your question is no, and the reason is because it's not compatible with RTXs. So if I had something like, as I say, a GDX 1050 Ti or a GTX 1660 Super, then yes, for sure I would certainly be using nVidia Profile Inspector. But because we're on the RTXs, we really neither need it, and also it's just not compatible. I'm hoping this is going to go bing. Jolly good, well done. Okay, let's get a bit of shut eye. Okay, so yeah, so if any of you know of a pup trailer mod that's compatible with 136 that works, and believe you me, I have tried quite a few, then do let me know. Post underneath this live stream once it's a video. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a rear steer trailer, I didn't realise. This could cause me a spot of soap and bubble. I think we're going to be alright. Well, I need to take that into account when I'm driving. I didn't realise it was a rear steer trailer. Been a long time since I tried it, couldn't remember. But I can't use it with RTX card. No, you can't. Nice graphics, EB. Still on the Chinese AMD. No, this is an nVidia RTX 3050 on Windows 11. I've been off Linux Mint now for about 3 days, 4 days, because Wine and Proton are fecked up. And I'm tired of having to make choices, so I moved back onto the Windows 11, and the Linux Mint PC is still there, safe as you like, all chabbed up. Go on then, shift ass, whole ass boy. That's what they say in the States, isn't it? Damn you a hole and some ass, boy. So I changed over onto Windows 11, and I've been having a great time, to be honest with you. So being as I did a survey, and the survey said nobody gives a flying fuck what operating system I'm on, which I still love to this day. I've decided to stay on the Windows for now. The Linux Mint is safe, but until stuff's fixed, I can't fuck about with it. Yeah, absolutely done. So we're on the Windows 11, and American Truck is rolled back onto 1.36, whereas Euro Truck is the latest 1.54. And the nVidia RTX 3050 just seems to eat them both for breakfast. As well as giving really nice quality on the other games I'm playing as well. So, like you say, Don, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Also, OBS can be a bit of a twat. OBS can be a bit of a twat no matter what you're on. But I've found that OBS at the minute is being a bit of a twat on the Linux. So again, it's win-win for me as a streamer. To just move over to the Windows. Why not? What we got to lose? Oh yeah, nothing. Okay, so we've got, what we got? 3 hours left to destination in Pittsburgh, and I'm guessing that coast to coast, unlike ATMX and the Mexis maps, isn't that detailed. But hey, we've got the whole of the USA to drive. And this build is never going to go out of date, and I'll never have to buy any more SCS DLC again. Unless, of course, the map's got breaks in it that causes us woes. In which case we'll sort them out as and when we come to it. Wow, bleeding that speed off, just saying. I have got some really nice custom trailers installed. I've just got to hope that they work with the Scania. If they don't, we do have some really gorgeous, 3 gorgeous American trucks as well. I've got a SCS Peterbilt 389. We've got a Peterbilt 251, and we've got the Kenworth K100, as well as the Scania 8x4 for heavy haul jobs. Just let me check the chat, Logan. No, couldn't care less about your OS. I think it was something that I was hung up on, Logan, to be honest. I think it was something that I felt that unless I was on Linux, I was doing, the Linux community a big disservice, rather than just pleasing myself in, like Don says, use what works. Simple as that. So anyway, I'm back on the Wimblows. Do I think it's better than Linux and all that bollocks? No, I don't think it's any better. I do think it's worse. I'm already sick of the fucking pop-ups on Windows 11. But hey, we'll put up with it. It's what it is. Ben, yeah, even Win 11 with an RTX 3050 on my last laptop, I had nothing but annoyances and poor performance. Well, I'm afraid I can't concur with you, Ben, because I'm getting grateful. Don't forget this RTX 3050. Although it sounds all that, it's probably really the modern equivalent of the GTX 1050. Now, I've still got that card. That's the one that Don gifted me, and it's a fantastic card. But it's, the 50 series are entry levels. It's not an RTX 5090. It's an RTX 3050, and it's a great card, and it's doing what it says on the tin. But it's not, as I say, it's not an RTX 5090. But poor performance, I've not had poor performance on a single game yet. It's blown pretty much every game away. So I can't concur with you there, Ben. I'm sorry about that. Cripes, we're going to stop in a minute. We'll go any slower. And this is just a regular coast-to-coast hill. I think when we go to Mexico or ATMX, we're going to have something a little bit special, a little bit American. Because these Scanias are only stock configurations. Well, it just went bling, but I can't see any new chats in the chat, so just for the benefit of those that weren't on this morning's live stream, I've decided that I'm going to try in the morning streams it will either be Morrowind or World of Warships, and the evening streams will be trucking, and I'll do my best to stick to it, and then you guys and girls get a little bit more continuity rather than me jumping all over the place. I am playing other games, just not streaming them. But so delighted am I with Leicester's World of Warships. That's the Russian Leicester company, L-E-S-T-A. That I've bought World of Tanks down as well. Because they're nothing like Wargaming's versions of the games, where, you know, absolutely every little feature is monetized. Oh, you want to use this mode? I'll get the wallet out. Whereas Leicester's not like that. They just give you so much. So again, a massive shout out and thank you to Cody for recommending it to me. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just bear with me a second, it keeps going bling. But it's not showing me anything new. A bit weird. Okay, let me just close it and reopen it. On the old dog and bone. There we go. Funnily, Michael, nVidia has always been hell. It's only hell on the Linux. Yeah, my 3080 is doing great on Windows 11. Yeah, your 3080 will, Michael. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so I don't understand Ben's comment unless he's referring to Linux, then I get it. You know, specifically Gen 2, I get it. I think nVidia sucks in a lot of cases on Linux, and I definitely recommend 1000% anybody who's going to do a Linux gaming box, get yourself an AMD Ryzen, and you really can't go wrong with it. It's fantastic. But of course, on the Windows, where the drivers and everything else have been purposefully written for the operating system, the same kind of on the Windows is true of nVidia. If you've got nVidia and you're on Windows, you really can't go wrong. You really can't. You know, you're in a happy place, just saying. Whereas on the Linux, well, if you've got nVidia, as the mighty Jingles would say, well, sucks to be you. I think Jeff's all AMD and he's a happy bunny. My Linux Mint box is all AMD, I'm a happy bunny. But on Windows, I think, you know, the RTX cards, even basic ones, just offer you too many facilities to not go with an nVidia card. Now that doesn't mean because I like nVidia cards they're the best. They're not. Because the new Arc series from Intel is supposed to be really good as well. And I did look at buying one of those as a backup for the 3050. And with current prices starting to creep up again, I've just decided to get a backup 3050 for it. Just in case this one dies. It shouldn't die because it's been in the family since brand new. My youngest son donated this to me, bless him. And it's been superb. The quality is absolutely stunning. And as I say, I'm only on a budget entry level PC. I wouldn't even call it a gaming rig. And it absolutely, well, you can all see the quality for yourself. I'll let you lot be the judges of it. I think the quality is just stunning. Even though it's my terrible shitty content, I absolutely love it to tears, I really do. So hour and 10 minutes, that's in game time of course, to destination. And it looks like we're well on our way to completing our first job in American Truck Simulator, driving the Swedish Scania. Just bear with me a second while I check the chat. Sorry for the forced interruptions. I tried Galaxy, Swota, WoW, Roller Coaster Tycoon, and none of them ran good on nVidia. Yeah, but I'm assuming that's on Linux, Ben, not on the Windows. I was a little worried looking at Proton DB, but Elite Dangerous just worked without issues. Others were having. Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. Couldn't concur with you more. ETS and FS work great on the Mac. Not causing trouble, honest. Yeah, okay, Don. I wouldn't buy that code for $1, but just saying. I see Steve from Gamers Nexus is now going to investigate nVidia now. Steve from Gamers Nexus is going to investigate nVidia. Do you mean GeForce now? Don't know. It wasn't Gen 2, it was any Linux. Well, you just answered your own question there, Ben. You know, if you want hassle-free gaming on the Linux, get yourself a Raiden. nVidia sucks on Linux, it just does. I don't think the drivers have ever been properly written. You know, the reverse engineered open source drivers. You know, you're not getting the best out of your product, are you, really? You know, you wouldn't go and buy a Ferrari and then put the cheapest unleaded petrol in it. You just wouldn't do it. So, you know, why would you buy an nVidia card and then try and run it on the Linux when it's a poor man's Windows compared to the same card running on a Windows? Anyway, I suppose it's a debate that we could have all night. But Ebeez is back with a bang. Live streaming daily, and more important, absolutely loving the living hell out of all the games I'm playing. And I'm playing some very, very old games, some not so older games, and some newer games, and the Wombats is just eating it. I bought down the complete Tomb Raider collection that I've personally got. So yeah, I mean, I can't tell you all, hopefully you can feel it in my voice, but I can't tell you all how delighted I am that the Wombats is performing the way it is, and I can't see me going back to Linux Mint, to be honest, not when gaming is this good. The Linux Mint box is sat there, it's safe as a die, it's brittling full of SSDs and 7200 spin HDDs. So I think I'll just keep that PC as a backup should this one die. They're pretty much identical specifications. They've both got a Ryzen 5 1600 AF, 6-core 12-thread processor. The only difference is that one's got 16 gig of DDR4 gaming RAM. This one's got 24 gig of DDR4 gaming RAM. That one's got an AMD RX 580. This one's got an nVidia RTX 3050. Both are 8GB cards. But again, I mean, I wouldn't dream of putting the AMD onto Wombats. I'm sure it would run fine. And, you know, if you did, you've got instant access to AMD FSR and frame generation and all the malarkey that comes with. But for me personally, nVidia wins today. But like I say, it's a personal thing. That doesn't mean that nVidia is the best of the best. Just my opinion. For what it's worth, just bear with me. Apparently nVidia tried to tell them how to review the 5060 cards, and Steve and other reviewers are not following their demands. Steve is going to do an investigation. Now, yeah, good for him. Well, that's nVidia, isn't it? I often think nVidia have shifted their focus away from gaming and Bitcoin mining over to AI. And I wonder if that's their true intent now, because that's where the growth is for them, not gaming. Both actually, Steve, Linux nor Windows work fine. Well, I don't know why your Windows wouldn't work fine, Ben. You must have messed the hell around with it. I don't know what you did, but if you just install your nVidia drivers on your Windows and leave it the hell alone, it just runs day in, day out. Just saying. What the hell have we got here? I'm going to run out of road real fast here. I don't know if I can do this without adding to the woes and the mayhem, but with having a rear steer trailer we can certainly try. Oh my god, look at them chabs, they've had a spot of argy-bargy, and the twain shall not meet. Oh, there's a garage here. I'm going to try and make it my life's work to own all the garages in this build. Oh god, there's hundreds of them. And at 180 grand a pop, it's going to take us a while. But hey, we ain't in no rush, are we? Just saying. Look at that, it looks absolutely stunning in 1080p, just saying. For a budget rig, now alright, I've got realistic, brutal... Oh no, I haven't, I'm telling you lies. I've got Project NG graphics installed and a reshade preset over the top of it, along with some sweet FX tweaks. So that's kind of how I've got the graphics, in my opinion, to look this amazing. So it's not the standard SCS fare like I would usually do, or just a single mod. I find that both Reshade and Sweet FX really do bring something to the table when you're looking to get the best graphical quality you can for your hardware. Yep, we'll buy the garage in Pittsburgh, and why not? We'll have a bit of that. Beautiful. The question is, am I going to be able to manoeuvre out of here now? That's the question. Sorry, the mouse keeps moving when I move. Do apologise. Well, we'll try. We do have a rear steer trailer, so we've got to be a bit careful with it. And we do have all the time in the world to make the delivery. The things with rear steer is not to turn and come back too hard. Otherwise you find your trailer turns on a damn dime. But with this being a small 4x2, it should handle really, really well. There we go. Hey, if only a Kenworth W900 was that manoeuvrable. Just saying. or a 389 peak for that matter. Actually, we could go rather than wait there. We don't want to be accused of being a clear road Colin. Oh, actually, I need to save that away. So let's save that away so we've got a hard save. Because we bought the garage in Pittsburgh and added it to the collection. Sorry, just bear with me a second. So, is there a free version of Project Next Gen, or did you buy it? No, 100% free of charge. And I went a bit further than that, Michael. In that, let me just make this delivery and I'll show you the build. In that, I decided not to use the full Project Next Gen. So I'm using Project Next Gen for all the graphics except the sky. The sky and the Project Next Gen is then overlaid with Reshade and SweetFX. And I found doing that first of all saves me gigs and gigs of storage space, because you know there's no 8K sky textures to worry about. And I also find that well, back on 136 the SCS sky textures are fantastic. They just need a little bit of oomph, and Reshade and SweetFX offers that. So rather than going for the full Project Next Gen, I went for the Project Next Gen, if I remember right, without the sky, and that lets SCS textures deal with the sky, which I then kind of tweak it and bring it up to scratch with Reshade and SweetFX. But I can hand on heart say that this is the best I have ever had the game looking, and that includes 154. I mean, 154 looks fantastic, but oh my god, compared to this, not in the same ballpark. Not in the same ballpark. So the Project Next Gen is free, and I believe it's still free up to and including 154. It's not a paid mod, it's a free mod, unless there's the paid version available for it, which I don't know about, which is possible. I don't know everything. So if we go to the mod manager, so you'll see that the graphics I'm using, it might be the other way around actually, it's called Project Next Gen Weather Sky. It's the other way around. So Project Next Gen alters the weather and the sky textures and lets SCS do the rest of the textures. I then overlay it with SweetFX and Reshade and use the ATS Dummo Reshade 1.37, although it's 136 and 137 are identical apart from Fmod as the sound system. So I thought, well, that's going to have absolutely nothing to do with Reshade, and this is the result that you're looking at, and I'm very, very happy with it. So that's all I'm using, just the Project Next Gen weather and sky textures, and leaving everything else to SCS, and then, as I say, kind of overfloating it with Reshade and SweetFX to get the textures really lifted and powerful and punchy without them being oversaturated or too dull. Or so there you go. And that Project Next Gen Sky and Weather mod is 100% free. It's not paid. All the mods that I'm using are 100% free and readily available on the interweb. So I guess really for me personally it's like a double win-win, in that I've not only got the game of my dreams in terms of trucking, I've got the best of both worlds. I've got my beloved American Truck Simulator, and I'm chab-arsing around in a Scania, which is, I just think is so cool. But I've also got graphics that are very pleasing to my eyes. You might think the shit, and that's fine. But having checked YouTube out, I can't find another YouTuber with this quality of smooth gameplay and graphical quality with the same or like hardware specification. You know, a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers take great pride in telling you they're packing an RTX 5090. Well, I'm not. I've got an RTX 3050, so and it's in full 1080p, 60 frames a second, and you've witnessed the results for yourself, which I think is amazing on budget hardware. I really do. But as I say, look, just my opinion, just my 10 cents worth. We all have different opinions, we all like different things. And don't forget the old saying's true, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So to answer your question, Michael, no, I always try and use free mods, not payware mods, because when it goes on YouTube, people who might want to replicate it won't necessarily. You know, I'd hate for somebody to copy my build and get to the truck, and they've got to pay, you know, $100 out for a ruder truck. Logan says you're rich, you have 10 cents. Only at the crack of the arse, Logan, just saying. So yeah, very, very happy with it, Michael. And I think I'd love to take that helicopter. We'll try, but I don't think it's going to let me hook it up. It's a beautiful looking Chinook there on a Faymanville trailer. And I'm sure that's out the big heavy pack that I've got installed. But there's not even a whisper of a stutter or a micro freeze. And when you think of, I'll try, that's going to Atlanta further down, that's great. When you think that we're using my own map combo, my own mod trucks as such, you know, usually you get a grumble or a moan somewhere. We've got no such thing, just saying. I'm hoping, because this is one that clamps down, it'll work, but I could be wrong. We'll try anyway. Are you going to snap into me, baby? You are, ain't you? Bang. So it's not all trailers that we can't take, some we can take. So it's a beautiful Chinook without its rotors. And I just think everything's right, you know, the dole's lit up, the long vehicle's lit up. It just feels so right, and I just think, well, you know, if I can do this sort of quality on a Ryzen 5 1600 AF with an RTX 3050, I mean, what does that say about some of these streamers that, you know, are packing 3080s or 5090s or 4090 Ti's, and then the stream, and it's full of micro stutters and just looks shite. So yeah, to say I'm delighted is an understatement. But then again, you know, I have been tinkering with it for years to try and understand what makes the graphics work and how to get the best out of it. I don't claim to be an expert, but I think all that trial and error experience does count for something. Because I know what I want and I know what sort of quality you guys and girls not only want but demand. Using budget hardware, fucking bothered. You know, produce a decent stream with decent quality. We don't want it stuttering all over the fucking place, and you know, and quite rightly so. Where's me right turn? Oh, it's up here. So I'd always do my best to go over the top, and I'm always really overcritical of myself and my hardware. But I think that's stood us in good stead, because finally, and let's not kid ourselves, finally, after years of fucking about with both American truck and Euro truck, I really feel I've arrived at the point that I always wanted. So the hardest thing now for me as a tinkerer is to leave it the fuck alone. Because I'm always thinking to myself, oh, it'd be good if I did this, it'd be good if it, no, just leave it the fuck alone. Let it settle down. You've got American truck running and looking gorgeous. You've got your Scanias and your Volvos installed. Leave it. As Zebedee Boss would say, leave it out, Ebeez, leave it out. And as I say, with having this map combo just running so well, you know, also that's another blessing. Usually you get horrendous issues with map combos, especially the older ones. But again, I don't know whether it's through luck or through experience of doing these builds for so long. I just know exactly which versions of the map mods to go looking for, and I try to find uninterfered with reliable sources. Grab them. Power of the interweb, you gotta love it. It's not all bad, the internet, you know, just saying. It's pretty darn powerful. So we're off to Atlanta, or Atlanta as you American gorgeous guys and girls would call it. We're going to Atlanta. Atalanta's Italian, isn't it? I'm guessing. Although why you've got a place in America called Des Moines is beyond me, because I would have said that were French every freaking day of the week. And again, it just goes to show my ignorance on how little I know. Let's go external. I mean, look, for the hardware that I'm packing, I think this is absolutely stunning. Now, alright, I'm biased, I've got blinkers on, blah blah blah. You guys and girls will soon be the judge of that. You'll soon let me know if the quality isn't all that. Just bear with me a second. Let's just check the chatters. Good old Tinkerbell, absolutely, Bex. Years, more like decades. I think you're probably right, actually, Don. I forget how many decades have gone by that have been doing this shite. Yeah. Thank you, very nice. Lovely. I'll be back on the mic, 2 minutes all. And we're back on the mic. Hey. Sorry about the dodge driving. I was trying to sort my phone, monitoring the stream chat out as I am on a single monitor, even though my old office that I used to sit in is bristling with monitors. I only need one. Thank you very much indeed. Bouquet? No, very kind. Yeah, you can indeed, Don. And you know, I mean, I do try and drag every drop of performance out of what I've got. Who knows, in the not too distant future, maybe I'll lash out £5 on a top-end gaming rig with an RTX 5090 Ti and all the rest of it. But I'm guessing I won't be that impressed. I might be wrong, but I'm guessing I wouldn't be that impressed with a high-end gaming rig, because I think you need to find the sweet spot, because I think the higher end you go, the more diminishing returns you get. So I think the difference between an RTX 5090 Ti and a 3050 is gargantuan. I don't think the difference between an RTX 5090 and an RTX 4090 Ti is that gargantuan. In some cases, a lot of people have said that they actually preferred the 4090 over the 5090. So look, it's horses for courses, isn't it? But at the minute, I'm down at the shit stick end of the wedge, and I've got to be honest, I am absolutely loving it. And I do quietly sit and gloat to myself sometimes when I see these so-called streamers that do it for a living, and honestly, oh my god, the quality is terrible. You know, and some of the streamers are doing it in 4K, 8K. Really, who watches it in 8K? Very few people on the planet, I'm guessing. So I tend to look upon that more as bragging. I mean, that looks stunning in 1080p 60 frames. What more do you want? Maybe if you've got a 4K TV or an 8K TV, fine. But I still don't think there's that many people with an 8K TV. I could be wrong. And you know, 1080p upscaled looks fine. It's good enough. I think it is anyway. You're stuck in an empty bath. Well, you better get yourself washed and out then, aren't you? Just saying, but before things start shriveling. So in game we've got 8 hours and 43 minutes to Atlanta. I think it's Atlanta we're going, is it not? And I'll try and make my way over either to ATMX or Mexico. Down to Charlotte, turn right, yep, Atlanta. But I genuinely believe that for the first time I'm absolutely in gaming heaven, and I think it's just a combination of all things coming together. And the way I look at it, I was obviously meant to go back on the wind blows, otherwise the mint would affect up with it, just saying. Well, it's not really mint, is it? It's Proton, it's wine. OBS is a fucker. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. So now I just want to leave it all alone and just make the content. Enjoy your guys and girls company. And come the end of the year, take the accolade of YouTube's #1 budget streamer. Just saying. You got to push them buttons. So yeah, I'm hoping that will come across to you guys and girls in my streams, just how thrilled and delighted I am. I would go as far as to say that if you do come across a live streamer whose content is as good or better graphically than mine, please feel free to post the link underneath the video and I'll drop them some plaudits on the channel. Because I can't find one. Not with light hardware. I could find a couple streaming in 1080p with a 4090 Ti, and that would shit all over my rig every day of the week. That's fair enough. You try and find somebody else using a Ryzen 5 1600AF or equivalent Intel processor and an RTX 3050 8GB in 1080p 60 frames a second, and if you come on here and post the link and say, do you know what, Ebeez, their content is so way better quality graphically than yours, I'll take my hat off and doff the cap. Just bear with me a second. You're out safe. Good. Congratulations. Well done. Low spec Linux gaming. My upload speed just does not allow it. Yeah, well, mine's always been the same, Jeff, and people like Don, who have been around for a long while, will remember me streaming with pixelations going on and all sorts of stuff. But now I've got 14 meg up, I can afford to stream at 10 meg up, and this is the result. But that's the only reason, Jeff. And don't forget you're off grid. So my current TDP is the processor uses 65 watt and the graphics card uses 145 watt. So I'm guessing that's a lot more than what you're using. Oh, maybe it's not. It's probably a hell of a lot more than what you were using when you're on APU. But I'm not sure of what the current draw is of that RX. Is it 5700 you're on now? I can't remember. You know, so what I'm badly trying to say, Jeff, is considering all the restrictions you have, the fact that you're off grid, your upload speed's limited, you're on Linux, you're using all AMD, blah blah blah, I think you do a fantastic job. The only reason this looks so good on the stream is because I've got the resources available to me. It's as simple as that. Just bear with me a sec. I may try a faster plan, but in my location your max is 5 megabits up but doesn't get that steady. Yeah, and the thing is, Jeff, right, here's the thing. If you're live streaming in 720p, actually 5 meg is sufficient. It's good enough. It's only if you want to go to 1080p really high resolution that you need a 10 meg, and YouTube itself only recommends 7 megabits up speed for 1080p. I'll sling 10 meg at it, I don't care. But anyway, I think you do a great job considering the limitations that you have got to work with. I mean, versus me, I think you have many benefits. The fact that you're off grid, blah blah blah, you're solar powered. I think that's all fantastic, Jeff, and all credit to you, I really do. But as I say, I mean, it's only because I've got the resources available that I can use them, and I don't really care about the TDP anymore. I don't really care about how much the internet is, you know, whereas I used to profusely. I don't anymore. You know, I used to think I'd got to use Linux. Not anymore. So, you know, all things considered, I think you're doing a great job, and I think both YouTube and Rumble would also support that claim, because just look at how many people are now making donations on your channel, how many viewers you get, how many likes you get. I think you're doing a great job. Really, really great job. I think the only complaint I've got is I think you should have a little more skooma on your live streams, just saying. You know, because skooma does help you chill, I'm just saying. Let's just check what we got left. 52 hours left on the job, 7 hours and 3 minutes to destination, so we are going to have plenty of time for sleeps. I have got sleeps activated because I think it's a pain in the arse. It's like way stations, I hate it, but it does add to the immersion, and you know, I think it adds to the play quality as well. So hang on, let me just move my mice. So I'm going to pull it up here and sleep for the night. If it lets me choose a diversion point, which it's not going to. Okay, so we've put a 1 there. Just before the services, I think we should be good to hit those services. Wow. And the other thing that I used to get a lot was a lot of stuttering when it came up to random road events and stuff like that, and I seem to have got all the settings bang on now where that just does not cause us an issue any longer. Now I have already gone ahead and bought a few garages to set him on his merry way. I'm not going to be hiring workers because I don't think it's necessary. This is all about our driving and our pleasure. It's not about making millions. So the fleet of trucks that I've got are an SCS Peterbilt 389, the 281/351. This is in the 281 configuration. The Kenworth K100E by Overfloater, which I absolutely love, and then we've got the 8x4 streamlined Scania, which is completely customised, which I've not done on this other Scania. I've got a gorgeous Autocar DC with the original wheels and tyres and everything else that we can use. And I've got this little 4x2, unmodded, uncustomised. Well, it is a bit customised, but I've not gone ahead and put all the flash wheels on it. I've kind of left it as is, in a vain attempt to try and instill stability into the build. So there you go, peeps, now you know. So I am playing Excuse me, this is the trouble. I get so super tired so quick. Unbelievable. I think it's a northern saying, I could sleep on a bloody clothesline. Yeah, I'm playing a lot of World of Warships and really enjoying the pants out of it. I'm now going to start and play quite a lot of Morrowind and stream it, or stream both of them. I'm now going to start playing a lot of American Truck and streaming that. Stuff that I'm not streaming, Star Wars The Old Republic, I still love that to bits. Star Trek Online, I love that game to bits. And there's quite a few other games that I'm playing. Domination, which is amazing to play, but shite to stream and watch because, well, not a lot happens on the screen, I have to say. Not a lot. Come on, little Scania. What we got on the back anyway? I didn't look, did I? £91,000 of helicopter. Cripes, I didn't realise it was that heavy. So, on a 4x2, I'll take 50 mile an hour all day one. £90,000. Cheese and the rice. And the other thing I love about this live streams is being able to help people who come in the chat who may have questions or, you know, queries. And it's just lovely to get back into helping people after being so ill and wondering if I'd ever walk again, let alone play games again. So yeah, you know, I mean, I'm very grateful, very happy, and that's the stage I'm at. I have to care about TDP. 500 watt GPU would involve hundreds in solar system upgrades. Yeah, I know, I get it, Jeff, but this is why I say I think considering your limitations, and I don't mean that in an unkind way, because of your limitations imposed on you by your internet company, where you live and your solar panels, etc. I think you do a terrific job. In your streams, Jeff, they're good enough quality, especially when OBS is not being a twat. More than good enough. I mean, this is a bit of cheat, really, isn't it? You know, in the United States of America, packing a Scania R400 L6, and enjoying the pants out of it, I've got to be honest. Right, just bear with me a second. The annoying thing about the GPS in both 8S ETS2 is it'll tell you to get into the right hand lane, and you can see the lane merges left a bit ahead. Yeah, I think he's always done that though. If you were to ask Ghosty, he'd say the most annoying thing about Euro Truck Simulator 2 are the endless freaking fields of sunflowers in the UK, which is just not true. We just don't have endless fields of sunflowers. We used to have endless fields of rapeseed oil, but since we've left the EU, I've not even seen that of late. Okay, why has it not gone ding? Really, mouse? Oh, because the mouse cable fell through, that's why. Chab. Okay, well, we better find ourselves a spot to pull up for said night. It's only 1:05 PM. But while we're here and sleeps are available, we better bloody well take advantage of it. It does say sleeps are here. So why is it not dinging? Maybe a bug on the map? I don't know where else we'd have sleeps available, to be honest. Let's just see what Logan's got to say. Yeah, absolutely, Logan. Well, it just goes to show it's not necessarily the content that makes the stream, but the host. Oh, well done, Ebeez. I forgot this turns on a dime. Come on, straighten out, Chavo. I'm guessing that's because he was doing a bit too much talking. For my own good. Oh. I don't know that we can get round the back there, so I'm not going to risk it in case it's a dead end. It looks like we can get round the back, but if I had a quid for every time I said that and got stuck, I'd be a very rich man indeed. Well, these are parked up here, so I'm going to see if it allows us to take a ding a bit further up, just saying. That looks amazing. Oh my god, this game just screams at you. Come play with me. No. That's the scales, and there's nowhere in front of that chab to sleeps anyway. So we'll try in the middle for diddle, and if that don't go ding, well, we're in the tom tit, just saying. We're riding the Mickey Jit. Are you going to go ding for us? Are you hackers like? No. Well, that's going to pose as a problem because the next sleep point is down here. And it worries me that it won't let me kind of select it. According to this, I can move it. That's not so bad. So at least we can move it. I don't know if we've got enough drive hours left to make it. 2 hours and 37. The trouble is you tend to go through your drive hours like a further mucker, but nevertheless, look, it's an option. Maybe we should explore it. So let's take this Chinook and see if we can make it. Maybe up to the bumper. Yeah, it could be Michael. It could be lots of things. Some have not tried. But that was definitely a nice sleep area. Well, would have been anyway. So, at least we managed to fuel up, so we're full of fuel. Let's see if the next choke and puke allows us to sleep, which hopefully it will. I don't really mind because I'm just enjoying it so much. And unlike the newer versions of the game, you don't have the ability to tell the GPS that you want it to show the estimated time to the next destination point rather than the final destination, whereas on the newer versions of the game you have that facility, which is really, really nice. Bearing in mind we're only on a 4x2, so I've only got 2 wheels putting the traction down. The other 2 wheels are, for all intents and purposes, bogey wheels, just to take the weight. I think this little Scania's doing alright actually. And I also think it's very cool that we're in American Truck Simulator packing a Scania. Not many players doing that, just saying. They're all reaching for the wallets to get the John Ruder this and the Kia Shadow Walker that, and the RTA this and God knows what else. Whereas Dave would say I'm being a bit of a cheap bastard and doing it all for free and loving it. Oh God, he started yawning. And it's going to start raining. Be interesting to see if the rain makes the frame rate go a bit shitty, which it used to do on Linux. I don't think I've tried it on the wind blows, so it'll be interesting. But as I say, considering most of this data shouldn't be here in the first place, I think we're doing really rather bloody well. Just saying. I think we're doing awesome. Just bear with me a second, let me check. Jeff and Michael, thanks. Zork 2 next, then probably Enchanter. Good for you, Jeff. Maybe go up to the bumper, yep. It shouldn't matter if you are using a Scania unless the sensor on it is different than ATS truck, which it probably is. Because the other thing that I've got, Michael, is that I don't know if you've noticed that in this whole stream so far I've not been pulled over by a single way station. Excuse me, which for me is absolutely unheard of. I always get pulled by bloody way stations. But I think that looks about as good as it'll get. I can't see anybody getting it much better than that, just saying. And, oh, we're here already, so we made it. As I say, I would be delighted if people start posting shortcut links under the video to YouTubers or Twitch streamers or Rumble streamers, and you think that the quality is better than mine with like hardware. That's the key there. It's got to be the same hardware. Because I can't find a single one. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, does it? But just saying. Right, is this going to go ding? No, it bloody ain't. Nope. although it does show it a bit to the right, so let's go and choose one of those over there. Nice Walmart trailer, mate, just saying, bloody hell. Well, that Scania sounds amazing. Thanks, Creechbum, for your ETS2 engine sound running perfectly in ATS. So it's saying over here, let's see if this one dings. Yep, but there's a specific spot you got to be on. And let's get some kip. And there we go, it's wiped the bed out. And we've still got 13 hours to make the trip. We've got 5 hours 11 minutes left, and our next sleep is in nearly 14 hours. So I'm absolutely delighted. As I say, do feel free to leave your 10 penneth worth under the videos and the live streams. Positive or negative, I'm very, very grateful to you all. Thank you for your support. Have a wonderful evening. And as I say, I challenge all of you to find any other streamer on YouTube, Rumble or Twitch with the same sort of hardware as me that is packing this sort of quality. Thanks everybody, much love, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow morning for the next one. Take it easy, much love.